For years, a secret battle has been fought over privacy online. Users expect their password-protected data to be encrypted to prevent theft by hackers or governments. As hackers improve their methods, companies enhance encryption, leading to government court orders for data decryption. Many companies now use end-to-end encryption, making it impossible for them to access their customers' data. In response, governments are demanding backdoors to decrypt and access everyone's data. Is this a reasonable step to combat crime, or just another opportunity for hackers? This is the podcast that helps keep you safe from scams, hacks, and frauds. Let's start by discussing what encryption is. Encryption is a process of encoding information so that only those who are supposed to be able to see it can read it. It is a cornerstone of modern cybersecurity. Humans have used ciphers, codes, and other methods to send secure, secret messages for thousands of years. There are examples of these being used in ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome. During World War II, German forces famously encrypted their communications with Enigma machines, whilst the British military worked tirelessly to crack those codes. You may have even experimented with simple codes or ciphers as a child, swapping one letter for another letter or number. Today, encryption is crucial for protecting sensitive data online. From personal emails to financial transactions, the modern world would not be possible without it. The way digital encryption works is that each character is converted into a unique number, and complex algorithms are used to scramble those numbers, creating encrypted data. To decrypt and read the original text, you need a special code known as a key. These keys can be extremely long and complex. For example, in the 1970s, 56-bit encryption was standard, offering over 72 quadrillion possible combinations. Using the correct key with the encrypted data allows the information to be decrypted and read. Imagine a combination bike or padlock. Usually if you buy one, there'll be 3 to 5 numbers on the lock. To get the same sort of security that 1970s digital encryption provided, you'd need 17 of those numbers on the lock. Modern cybersecurity relies on even more advanced encryption standards to secure sensitive information from cyber threats. If you don't have the combination, whether for a bike lock or digital encryption, you might try every possible option. In cybersecurity, this is called a brute force attack. If it took you a second to try each combination, it would take you more than 2 billion years to try every possibility with 1970s 56-bit encryption. In 1977, a computer designed to break encryption would take 4,500 years to crack a then state-of-the-art encrypted message. Not quite 2 billion years, but still effective for the time. Today, even a standard laptop like a MacBook Air could break that level of encryption in under 20 hours. Specialized systems achieved this speed in 2010. Today we use far more advanced encryption algorithms which are harder to crack, but the point here is that encryption is always crackable, given enough time and computer power. But waiting for technology to advance a few decades to get to the point where it takes even a month to decrypt is clearly not going to work if you're trying to investigate a potential terrorist, track down a child pornographer, or work out if your neighbouring country has spies in your capital looking for missile strike targets. You need to access that now. For many years, governments would head to court for a court order, asking for a messaging system, social media site, or email provider to hand over people's data. You sent it to the company encrypted, they decrypted it on receipt, and re-encrypted it when you wanted it sent back to you. The court order would allow them to access your data when it's right in the middle there, unencrypted. In recent years, companies have shifted to a more secure approach. Now data remains encrypted from the moment it's sent until it reaches the intended recipient. The company never holds it in an unencrypted form. This method, known as end-to-end encryption, ensures that even if a hacker breaks into that company, they cannot read your data. Likewise, if a government obtains a court order for the decrypted data, there's nothing the provider can hand over because they don't have access. End-to-end encryption has become the gold standard for secure messaging apps and cloud storage, protecting online privacy and user data from unauthorized access. Governments worldwide are very uneasy with end-to-end encryption. Although they recognize the value of it for their own communications, they're uncomfortable with the rest of us having the same security. In 2018, former FBI Director Chris Wray told NBC there must be a way to ensure both secure messages for users and law enforcement access, stating, "We're a country that has unbelievable innovation. We put a man on the moon. The idea that we can't solve this problem as a society, I just don't buy it." In response, cybersecurity experts say that creating a secure backdoor is impossible without weakening security for everyone. Ray's stance has been paraphrased as saying, "Because we put a person on the moon, we should be able to put a person on the sun. No amount of technology will ever make that possible." Any intentional vulnerability, no matter how well intended, will eventually be discovered and exploited by hackers, cybercriminals, and hostile governments. Here's a simple analogy. Which is easier to break through? A locked door or a solid wall? By installing a door, you've already lowered your defenses. Someone can pick the lock or force the door open. With a wall, your only option is to try and knock it down, which is much harder than forcing open a door. Requiring a backdoor in encryption is like adding a door to a wall. Hostile countries, cybercriminals, and hackers will all try to exploit it. Eventually, they will be successful. Despite these warnings, governments continue to frame backdoors as necessary for fighting online crime and child exploitation, often downplaying the real privacy and security risks. This isn't a new debate. The US first attempted to bring in backdoors in the mid-1990s with a Clipper chip, even going as far to say that it would improve national security because it'd be able to access terrorist communications. The only organisation to really deploy Clipper chip was the US government itself. Consumers and businesses rejected it and came up with more secure encryption protocols instead. More recently, the UK government demanded access to encrypted data stored within Apple's iCloud, which is protected by advanced data protection. With this feature, only the user can decrypt their cloud data, and Apple does not hold any master key. Rather than build this backdoor, it chose to withdraw the advanced data protection feature from the UK. Apple has taken a public stance against building backdoors or master keys for any government. The UK responded by taking Apple to court and, perhaps most alarmingly, attempted to keep the matter secret, yet somehow the press managed to obtain it anyway. In April 2025, the court rejected attempts to keep the case secret. Recently, the US government has claimed the UK has backed down from this case, but I haven't seen any UK-based confirmation of this. Even if it has backed down against Apple, the laws that allowed the UK government to demand this remain on the books, as do laws in many EU states, Turkey, and of course China. This is by no means just a UK issue. At Scams, Hacks and Frauds, we are not partisan, but by no means are we unbiased. We strongly advocate for protecting your personal data and digital privacy, no matter which country or political party proposes to undermine this. We recognise the vital role of law enforcement in preventing and stopping serious crimes, but this cannot justify putting everyone else at risk of scams, hacks, and fraud. Strong encryption is essential for safeguarding your information against cyber attacks and identity theft. If you're looking for a secure messaging app or online cloud storage service, always choose one that offers end-to-end encryption. Even if you have nothing to hide, end-to-end encryption safeguards your personal data from hackers, scammers, cybercriminals, and hostile foreign actors, not just government surveillance. Take a moment to look at the website of your favourite messaging and social media apps and check what they say about encryption. If they do not use end-to-end encryption, consider switching to one that prioritises your online safety and data protection. When reviewing those, also check to see if they use the latest encryption standards, such as AES 256 or other reputable algorithms. The longer and more complex the encryption key, that's the 256 part, and the more up-to-date the standard, the harder it is for the cyber criminals to break. That means it will take even longer before your information can be stolen, even through brute force. We'll have a new scam story next week, but I've been C, and this has been Scams, Hacks and Frauds. This podcast is available to reuse for free under the Creative Commons with Attribution Share Alike license. The music is not included in this license. For more information on the Creative Commons license, please visit creativecommons.org.